In this video, I'll be discussing the topics you will learn in this entire course, that is what we will learn. There are 7 modules in the entire course, so one by one we'll be discussing the topics we'll be covering in each module in your complete course. So the very first module is Introduction to the Python. This module will give the overview, that is the what is Python, the advantages of the Python language with your program execution, and how to define the variables with the assignment of those variables with your data. Then we have different kind of your data types available in your Python. So we'll be discussing and covering these topics in the very first module 1. Moving ahead, the module 2 will be your files, loop and functions. That is the very first topic we'll cover in this, your files in your Python. That is the manipulation with your files to read the content of your file, to write the content in your different types of your file. Then how to take the input from the user will be discussing in this module 2. Then comes your conditional loops in Python. That is, there are several loops, the while loops, if loops, for loops, all those loops will be discussing over here. Then we have the building of your functions. That is, we'll be building the functions in your Python, all your argument matching, the argument passing, every topic will be discussed in your brief over here. Next module is your classes and exceptions. This will be the very first topic in this is your what is class, then why is it useful. Then we'll be discussing the inheritance and polymorphism concept in your module 3. Then we have modules in your Python, that is the files you have already made, how to import them or how to use them. Then the concept of the operator overloading. Then we have the exception handling, that is how the exceptions will be handled and when they occur. Then is your user defined exceptions, that is at the end you'll be creating your own exceptions, building your own exception which will act like your predefined exceptions. Moving ahead, we have another module, that is GUI Tools with the Tkinter. This module will give an overview about the different platform or tools used for your graphical user interface with Python. But our course is all about the Tkinter, so we'll discuss the Tkinter in this also. That is, the very first is the introduction to the Tkinter and your WX Python. Then we'll talk about the Zython, Python card and pyjamas. That is, all these are your tools, or you can say the platforms used to create your GUIs. Then we'll discuss what is Tkinter in detail and the advantages of your Tkinter. Then we have the next module is all about the widgets in the Python. That is, the widgets in your Tkinter when you will be using in your Python code, we'll be discussing over here. The labels, the buttons and your frame are the main focus. Then we'll also discuss the check button and radio button using the variables. Now these are, both of them are used with the variables, and why and the advantages of all those we'll be discussing over here. Then we have the entry and the menu widgets, followed by the photo, image, scroll bar and list as your widgets. Moving ahead, we have the next module, that is customizing your widgets you have already made. The very first is customizing with your classes, then introducing the multiple widgets in a single application, then image resizing, followed by the configuring of your widgets and your geometry management. Next module we have, that is the application we'll be building with your Tkinter module. Then we have a very first application we'll be building is your number guessing game. Second application we'll be creating is your tic-tac-toe game, and the third is your calculator.